Look at God. We'll have plenty of time for mixing and mingling, but we're super excited to start our program for this beautiful morning. I am Stephanie Brown James, co-founder of the Collective PAC, along with my super fine husband, Quentin James.
What's up, y'all? I just want to pause and say to all the gentlemen who got the unofficial tan suit today.
I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you.
It is Obama's speech day, so we are giving honor to the infamous and famous tan suit. But thank you all for being here. Listen, we are at the Our Collective Power Brunch, and this is our vibe. We want to come, raise money, have fun, but make sure that we are building Black political power in this process. So give yourselves a round of applause for waking up this morning and coming to eat brunch for a purpose. We're going to get started with our program, but first we want to acknowledge and thank our sponsors. We could not do this without them. You're going to hear from a few of them in a moment, but I want to recognize all of our partners and sponsors by name. And please hold your applause to the end. We want to thank Everytown for gun safety, the Movement Voter Project, Forward.us, PSEG, National Black Empowerment Council, AdBlue, Yes, Leaders of Color, 1000 Black Women PAC, My Code, America Votes, Suter Law Firm, Charter Communications, thank you, Ike Smart City, New Blue Interactive, Everton Blair, Miss Jasmine Long, Wellness and Woo, and Jack Mont Hospitality. Thank you all. Please give a round of applause to our sponsors.
So we're going to have our sponsor remarks first by Everytown for Gun Safety. So if you can join us at the stage. We are so grateful for our partners for helping us to do this work across the country. We were just together at Essence Fest, and we're excited to go to CBCF, AOC. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. I know many of us will be together for that, so if we can please come on now.
Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Smith. I'm our Deputy Regional Director of Government Affairs for Everytown for Gun Safety. Really happy to be here with you all to sponsor and support Collective PAC and the work they're doing. It's no myth that they're doing the great work on the ground, and we're just happy to be great partners with them. I know we see a number of our partners on the issue here. Governor Westmore, good to be here, good to see you. And a lot of the other lieutenant governors, mayors, and Congress members in the room. Just want to say thank you, and thank you to Collective PAC.
All right, and we will now hear remarks from our phenomenal partner, Forward.us. Please give it up, Forward.us.
Good morning. My name is Alyssa Johnson. I'm the Vice President of Criminal Justice Campaigns at Forward.us. We're a political advocacy organization working to advance common sense criminal justice and immigration reforms. Our work in criminal justice is focused on ending mass incarceration and eliminating the racial disparities that define it. And so we're conducting research and policy analysis and public opinion polling to support policymakers and stakeholders and the media as they continue to talk about crime, justice, and safety in this election cycle and beyond. It's just so great to be in this room. Incredible champions who are leading the fight on so many critically important issues. And I'm just going to take a couple minutes really to talk about our collective success on freedom and criminal justice reform over the last 15 years. Criminal justice reform is a winning issue. Not many public policy issues have won as quickly and definitively as we have in the last 15 years. And we can use that success to continue to be a launching pad because we all know we still have so much more work left to do. The policies we've passed have delivered freedom. I'm just going to run through a couple of numbers. I know it's early, but I feel like not enough folks know this when it comes to what we've accomplished. Overall, the prison population is down nearly 25%. Absolutely. And what that means is that the Black imprisonment rate has fallen nearly 50%. And so I know there's some folks about my age and a little older, but that means that black men are now more likely to go to college than prison. And that is a huge reversal. And so absent the reforms that many of you have led and fought for in state houses and signed into law, 40 million more people would have entered prison and jail. And so we have diverted them from the criminal justice system and from incarceration. And voters continue to understand that this issue is important and we can have safety and justice at the same time. Nearly 2/3 of voters continue to support reducing prison and jail population. And nearly 70% of black voters, they want candidates that support and articulate a platform on criminal justice reform like so many of you all do. And I'm sure you all are also seeing efforts to undermine this success and make criminal justice a wedge issue and calling for tougher punishments. But our polling and so many other polls show that voters don't want that because Americans have been overexposed to incarceration and over generations have seen the harm of it and also now see the pathway that we have by doing something different. And so we're continuing to do this work in multiple jurisdictions. And I just want to quickly shout out Governor Moore for his incredible pardons on cannabis-related convictions, just huge success. And appreciate Senator Butler, who's been an ongoing champion on criminal justice reform and bail and restoring the right to vote for formerly incarcerated folks. And I see so many local leaders. I see Mayor Reed up here in the front, who's done a lot on fines and fees forgiveness in Montgomery. And so it's just really important that at the local level, at the state and federal level, we are seeing so many of our black leaders understand that we can push for more and better, and the politics and the policies are on our side to have more freedom, safety, and justice. So thank you to the Collective PAC for putting on this event, and we're so, so proud to be a sponsor. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. I want to take a moment to recognize some of our champions who are in the room. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus are here. CBC members, thank you all for being here. Could you please just stand and be recognized? Representative Bobby Scott, thank you so much. And let's give it up for Representative Jasmine Crockett, who crushed that seat last night. Thank you, sister. Thank you. And we also have the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congressman Stephen Horsford, just joined us as well. Thank you, Congressman Horsford. Please join us up front. We want to recognize some of our lieutenant governors who are here. Lieutenant governors who are in the house. Where are you all at? Yes, thank you all for being here.
Garland Austin.
Yes. Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist, Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, thank you all. And also all of our amazing black mayors who are in the room. Could you all please stand as well? Mayor Susan Reed, Chair of the African American Mayor Association, Mayor Kirkland Lumumba from Jackson, Mississippi, and my mayor, Mayor Justin Bibb from Cleveland, Ohio. Yes. Thank you all. And now we're going to keep moving along with our program. I have the distinct honor to recognize someone who you all know, who really needs no introduction, but we just want to stand up and recognize the first black man to win an EGOT. That's an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. Please join me in welcoming the incomparable John Legend.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Hello, I see a lot of my friends in here. I wore my tan suit. Since the president's speaking tonight, scandalous tan suit I wore tonight. I want to say good morning to everybody. I'm so excited to be in this room of incredible public servants, people who care so much about their communities, fight for our people every single day, put themselves on the line. I appreciate you, and I want to thank you and let you know that we're here to support you. Before I introduce the great Governor Wes Moore, I want to share why the work of the Collective PAC is so vital. Now, some of you know I founded my organization, Free America, in 2014 to end mass incarceration and invest in our communities. Has to go together. End mass incarceration, invest in our communities. And a crucial part of our work has always involved being present in the community, understanding firsthand how we can make a difference. This past month, we've gone and visited communities all around the country. Been in Louisiana, Detroit, Michigan, Cleveland in my home state of Ohio. Yeah. Meeting with folks, meeting with community organizations who are engaged in critical work, from opposing the construction of new jails that harm the community to initiatives like Buying Back the Block to prevent the displacement of longtime Black residents. Central to all these efforts are engaged elected officials who truly see their communities and actively partner in this important work. And the collective PAC is at the forefront of boosting Black representation in public office, shaping public policy, and impacting our communities in really profound ways. And many leaders who have been supported by the collective PAC are here in this room today. Their journeys exemplify the power of dedicated representation. And so it is my great honor to introduce a leader who embodies these values of community, service, and partnership, the 63rd governor of the great state of Maryland and a true history maker, Governor Wes Moore. Now, before he comes up, I'm going to talk a little bit about him. Governor Moore's journey is a testament to breaking barriers and forging new paths. As the first Black governor in Maryland's 246-year history, and the third African-American elected governor in the history of our country, he stands as a beacon of hope and progress. From his early days at Valley Forge Military Academy to earning a Rhodes Scholarship at Oxford, Wes has consistently demonstrated exceptional leadership. His service as a captain in the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan and his advisory role in the White House highlight his dedication to our nation. Governor Moore's impact extends beyond politics. His best-selling books, including The Other Wes Moore, reflect his deep understanding of race, equity, and opportunity. His innovative work with Bridge, EdU, and transformative leadership at the Robin Hood Foundation have lifted countless families out of poverty. And through it all, he hasn't forgot where he came from, hasn't forgot the community. Wes remains deeply rooted in his community, never straying from his Baltimore home, together with his wife, First Lady Dawn Flies Moore, who is here today. And their children, she just celebrated her birthday too. Happy birthday, First Lady. And their children, Mia and James. You all continue to inspire us all. We appreciate your service. And I am now very excited to welcome you to the stage. Please welcome a true visionary, a true champion for justice, someone who hasn't forgotten where he's come from, Governor Wes Moore.
What's going on, family? How y'all doing? 306? I'm sorry for everybody who isn't as enlightened as our alpha brothers in the room. First, can we please give it up to John Legend and the remarkable work that he did. Because here's the thing that continues to inspire me about John is that he doesn't have to do this. You know, frankly, there's a lot of people who, as you continue to move up in celebrity and as you continue to move up in accomplishment, there are a lot of people who get real quiet. Because they're afraid if they actually say something, it could hurt them. And so when you have the world turning and when you have these issues that need to be debated and discussed, that they just allow it to happen because they're afraid it could actually complicate them or their situations. John has always been a brother who has not only not been like that, he's actually leaned into the causes that need and deserve a champion, and he has been that champion and continues to be a champion for our community. So John, God bless you, and thank you so much for all you do. And I want to thank you also for the acknowledgement of the fact that I am the luckiest man on earth because I am married to the baddest first lady in the entire country. Any governor, and I say this very respectfully, challenge me on it. And also, I want to say how big of a deal it is to be honored with someone who is one of my true heroes inside this work, and that's Senator LaFonda Butler. Spectacular. And also to the collective PAC, I want to say thank you. Because the truth is, there is no more administration without the collective PAC. And let's be clear, because they came in early to come and support us. And listen, they came in, and also, when you think about our race, we had other black candidates in the race. But what happened with the collective PAC, they were like, it's wonderful that you're black. I need to know your agenda. I need to know your policies. I need to know your history. I need to know what it is you plan on doing. And the fact that you all came in, and again, it wasn't just the fact that you came in and supported us, it's the fact that you came in and supported us early, and despite the fact that there were other African Americans in the race, but you said, well, we believe in the vision of what this team is looking to pull together, and we can actually get it done. I cannot tell you enough, not just how much it means personally, but how much I stand here because we stand on your shoulders. So God bless y'all, and thank you so much. And I'm going to be brief, I promise. But I have a microphone, so you know. But I do want to talk about something very quickly, and that is the platform that we actually ran. This idea, and I want to also give a shout out to our chair, Chair Horsford, and this idea that we had been running on this platform of saying we're going to focus on work, wages, and wealth. And here's why that's important. It's not just that it ends up becoming good policy. It's actually good politics, too. Because it's a way of being able to frame out our arguments. And so we've been very clear in our state that work, wages, and wealth have been our North Stars. And we've been unapologetic about it. Saying that when we're talking about work, it means how are you creating more pathways of getting people into the workforce. And so it was the framework in which we said we're going to make historic investments in job training programs and job reskilling programs and training and apprenticeship programs to get people into a workforce regardless of where they are or regardless of where their academic intentions have led them. It's the point, it's the framework that we said we're going to have educational institutions that are going to teach our young people how not just to be employees, but how to be employers. It was the framework that we used to say we've got to remove the barriers that are keeping people out of the workforce, and it became one of the main motivations why when we had a legalized cannabis market in the state of Maryland, I still had people who couldn't get barber's licenses. I still had people who couldn't get student loans. So that's why we are very proud of the fact that just a couple months ago, I signed the largest mass pardon in the history of the United States of America, 175,000 gone. Because we cannot celebrate the benefits of legalization if we do not wrestle with the consequences of criminalization. It's the reason why we said that we are going to focus on wages and why in our first month of office we raised the minimum wage because gone should be the days when you have people who are working jobs and in some cases working multiple jobs and still living at or below a poverty line, particularly when the people who are working those jobs oftentimes look like us and our family members. And when we're talking about wealth, we're simply talking about the ability to own more than you own. We're simply talking about the ability to pass something on to your children besides debt. And we're simply talking about the fact that we're talking about the racial wealth gap. The racial wealth gap does not exist just because. The racial wealth gap in my state is not 8-to-1 because we have one group who is working 8 times harder. That if you're not willing to wrestle with the consequence of things like the Homestead Act, if you're not willing to wrestle with things like the consequence of unfair application of the GI Bill, if you're not willing to wrestle with the things like unfair appraisal values in historically redlined neighborhoods, if you're not willing to wrestle with things like racist procurement policies, then you're not actually going to address an issue. So when we talk about wealth, being able to do things like we've done in the state of Maryland already in our first 19 months of making the largest and most historic housing package passed bipartisan in the history of the state of Maryland, creating more opportunities to become homeowners and creating more opportunities for people to actually own a piece of this country and have something that actually gains in value. The ability to be able to address things like unfair appraisal values in historically redlined neighborhoods, and the ability to increase liquidity, increase capital for our MBEs, and with the procurement reforms that we have already done in the state of Maryland, we've already now allocated over $2.6 billion going towards MBEs in our state. So here's why that matters. When we were first inaugurated, Maryland was 43rd in the country in unemployment. Now, for the past 12 months, not only this data all the time, right? For the past 12 months, Maryland has now amongst the lowest unemployment rates in the entire country. Our unemployment rates are now 2.8%. Over 60,000 new jobs have been created in the state of Maryland. Here's why that matters, and this is what I'm talking about. Work, wages, and wealth doesn't just help some. It helps us all. That's right. And you know who I now have in the state of Maryland talking about, yeah, we like that work, wages, and wealth agenda. It's folks over Western Maryland. It's folks over the Eastern Shore who understand and realize that reducing and eliminating the racial wealth gap is not about helping a group. It's the fact that the racial wealth gap has cost this country $16 trillion in GDP over the past 2 decades. You want to get the GDP to go up? And the racial wealth gap. You want to have an economy that grows? Make sure that more people participate. This is a way we can ensure that the platforms and the policies that we are all committed to, and the communities we're committed to, that their growth, our growth, is something that's not just going to be celebrated by some. It's something that will be celebrated by all. And I'll close with this real quick. I'm thankful for for the fact that John was talking about how I'm the first black governor in the history of my state, only the third African American ever elected in the history of this country. I want to be clear though that being the first is not the assignment. And I pledge to you, and it is part of my appointed purpose, that this title that I have of being the only black governor in America, I do not want that title for very long. And I'm looking at the fact that we have lieutenant governors here. That we have mayors, that we have county executives, that we just have, like myself, people who never run for office before, who are like, you know what, I think I should be the next governor of my state. As long as y'all live in Maryland, right? I got another term left in me, y'all. But here's the point. I want this to be a moment where we just dream unabashed. I want this to be a moment where we move unafraid. I want this to be a moment when we can, just as everybody in this room did when we said, when we were going to make this audacious journey. I'm looking at Son, Jeff, Zach, this audacious journey, and Felicia, who said, you know what? Let's do this. Because if we can move in that moment and make sure we're lifting each other up, I'm telling you, we are going to create a community that those who came before us that they hope for. And we will create a community that those who come after us that they deserve. So I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm thankful for this moment. I'm thankful for the courage of the collective. And I'm telling you, as you rise, we rise. And so we are all committed to making sure that you rise. So God bless you, and thank you so much, everyone. It is heavy. I'm like, as long as I get, I know exactly what's going on.
All right, y'all, all right. The program is continuing, y'all. We appreciate the excitement in the room. We are so grateful to Governor Moore. He was...
I'm sorry. Could everyone please sit down, please. Seats. Thank you all.
and Governor Moore was so kind because, we really did have some good interviews when we were talking about the endorsement process. And I think actually that's probably the best part of our job is being able to talk to candidates across the country, from vice presidents, soon to be presidents, to on the local level. And so it is really an honor to be able to see the journey that so many wonderful candidates like Governor Moore has had. And I can tell you for this next honoree, to see her rise has been personally, for me, a blessing to see. I'm not actually supposed to introduce her, so I'm not. But we are just so grateful that she is here. So I'm going to introduce who is going to introduce her. We have been on this journey with Michael Ealy. Y'all may have heard of him before. For a long time. Michael is definitely an extraordinary actor, but he is an even better advocate, humanitarian, lover of Black people. He is down for anything that is building power for our communities, and it has been just a really great honor and privilege for us to travel this country with him as he is supporting candidates, as he is addressing issues, and as he's standing by the collective PAC side so that we can support candidates across this country. So we are honored to bring up our special guest, Mr. Michael Ealy, who will introduce our next and final honoree.
In Maryland, for sure. This is a special. I can see y'all now. It's a special event. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I didn't know I was going after John and Governor Moore, but I'll take it. I'll take the responsibility. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad everyone is here in this town tonight. This is very important. We all know why we're here, to lift each other up and to lift this country up. So let's get to doing that. And I just got to say, I just noticed, Governor Moore, you hold the mic like an MC. Did anybody else notice that? I still think Rakim is the GOAT. And I noticed that this was happening. And I was deeply impressed with that. And I was like, all right. It's an honor to be here. Again, thank you. We're here to honor Senator LaFonza Butler. A leader who has dedicated her life to fighting for fairness and justice. And she grew up in Magnolia, Mississippi. And Senator Butler was raised by hardworking parents who taught her the value of family and service to others. After losing her father as a teenager, she watched her mother work multiple jobs to ensure a better life for her children. As a graduate of Jackson State University, Senator Butler, there we go, all right. Senator Butler has built a career focused on empowering working families and leading California's largest home care workers union, where she helped raise the minimum wage, to her time at Emily's List, where she supported over 600 women in running for office. She has always stood up for those who need it most. As my senator, and I just found out Jim Buddy, yeah. She's committed to addressing the big challenges we face, like affordable housing, reproductive rights, and protecting our freedom. And guided by her mother's advice, work hard, do your best, and never give up. Senator Butler is determined to create a fairer future for everyone. So please join me in welcoming today's honoree, Senator LaFonza Butler.
Good morning, Collective PAC. Good morning. I never thought about how I held the mic until now. Everybody is, maybe this will work for me. There are female MCs in hip hop after all. I remember an old tune called Ladies First. I'm dating myself a little bit. Thank y'all. Look, thank y'all so much, honestly. Collective PAC, Stephanie, you are an outstanding example. Quinton, you are an awesome follow behind of Stephanie. So congratulations to you for doing that. You might just be about the second luckiest man in the room. The work that Collective PAC does and continues to do on behalf of folks in this room and those not in this room is just extraordinary. You empower and strengthen ordinary people to believe that they can accomplish things that people told them their whole lives they never should be able to do. And so I don't want you to minimize what it is that you do. It's not about an interview process. It's not about raising money. It is about changing mindsets. And you have to know and hold for you and your boys that that's what you're doing. So we all owe you a debt of gratitude. So thank you. Unlike Governor Moore, I truly do intend to be brief. We gotta do this more often, man. I love this. I truly do intend to be brief. My origin story is, yes, as my gym buddy, Michael Neely, an extraordinary contributor to the arts and role model for so many. Michael, thank you so much for the introduction. But my origin story, as was noted, begins in a small town in Mississippi, where there was not a stoplight until I graduated from high school. And went to a historically black college who Megan Kelly thought was like such a... Did you guys see this last night? Pause in the program. I mean, park right here. So my sister, who lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, sent me a screenshot of a tweet from Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly, former Fox lady, sent me a screenshot of and quoted my remarks from the DNC stage last night, intending to ridicule the fact that I noted a thing that I have in common with the vice president is that we both graduated from a historically black college. Her ridicule was expressed by saying, well, what if white folks went up on stage and talked about how they graduated from white schools? It is one of the things that I am most proud of as we seek to elect Vice President Harris to the office of presidency to highlight and lift up the contributions made by historically black colleges all across the country. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Look, that small town took me to Jackson State University, to Mayor Lumumba, where you know Jackson State is a gift to our state, to the state of Mississippi. It is college professors who stood before the lectern and didn't just teach a lesson about political philosophy or mathematics and biology, but taught lessons in service and servitude, taught lessons in activism and advocacy, taught lessons in organizing and doing the impossible by choosing to do it together. I had college professors who literally were organizers on the floor of the 1964 Democratic Convention. Leslie Burrow McLemore was that organizer on the floor of that convention, listening to Fannie Lou Hamer declare how she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And he was the very professor who said to me, who wrote on a chalkboard, I truly just dated myself, chalkboard, in our class, who inspired me to believe, but who wrote on our chalkboard, there is a thin line between scholarship and bullshit. And he said it with his whole chest. But that's what Mississippi, that's what Jackson State gave to me, and I was able to take those lessons in life. Understanding that my family wasn't poor just because my mama didn't work hard, but my family was in a situation that a system was designed to keep them in. And I was able to join the labor movement from the campus of Jackson State University and take myself to Baltimore, Maryland. In Baltimore, Maryland, I joined a church called Empowerment Temple. I joined a church called Empowerment Temple. It was at that time led by Reverend Dr. Jamal Harrison Brown. And I'm putting all of the respect on his name because there are three things that he always said when he opened the doors of the church. My wife and I were there on the third pew, as my mother taught me, on the third pew every Sunday. And every time he began his sermon, he would offer us three key points that I would offer to all of us as we set ourselves on this journey, leaving Chicago with a clear mandate and set of actions. Dr. Bryan would always say, you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And I know that's right. And so Collective PAC, as we think about where we are in this moment in Chicago, we know that we are in the right place. A place of deep history for our people, for our movement, a place where giants were born. We saw a number of them on the stage last night, none bigger than Reverend Jesse Jackson. We know that we are here at the right time because there have been others who have tried to break the glass ceiling, who have come before to this candidate. Folks like Fannie Lou Hamer, folks like Shirley Chisholm. So we are in the right place at the right time because we know that this country is prepared for us to do the right thing. Because my little girl believes that she can be Vice President Kamala Harris's Vice President. And it shouldn't be just a dream that only my little girl owns. It should be the dream for not just my daughter, but America's daughters. And so Collective PAC, we are here in this moment as mayors and lieutenant governors, council members, county executives, leaders who are supporting those folks, fundraisers, campaign managers, because it takes all of us to be in the right place at the right time to accomplish the right thing, because those who are coming after us deserve nothing less. Thank you so much for having me, Collective PAC. I'm so honored to be honored. We have Governor West Moore and so many others all around today. So thank you all for what you are doing, for what you're going to do, and for helping to create dreams for so many.
All right, everybody. Oh, that's a good one. All right, everyone, we are wrapping up our program. We have just one quick thing to do, which is super important. We are so grateful for our honorees. I am going to, as a Black woman with the mic, respectfully ask for your respect. We're almost finished, I promise, and we'll get back to mixing and mingling. The work that we do is super important because it takes all of us to do it. It truly is about the collective. We want to say thank you to we have a sister organization, two sister organizations called the Vote to Live Action Fund and the Vote to Live Foundation. Those two organizations are dedicated to supporting Black voter engagement efforts across the country. It's a major operation that takes millions of dollars to accomplish so that we can make sure that Black folks are able to be registered and engaged in the voting process. And I want to say thank you to our board members who are here in the room. I would ask you to stand, but everybody else is standing. So just wave your hand, please. Thank you so much to our board. And then finally, so many in this room, I think probably everybody in this room has been, at least for the women, have been on the Win with Black Women calls. Thank you, Brian. And I want to talk about Win with Black Men. Is an effort that has also come together to support Sister Kamala Harris, who happens to be, a Howard University grad, ain't you? Yes. We're biased. We both are Howard grads. And so Quinn is going to talk about, again, we do a lot of brunches. We do a lot of really fun, cool events. We do these events because, quite frankly, we need to do the events so we can support candidates. And so for everyone that bought a ticket today, that provided a sponsorship today, thank you. Because of you, it's not about this event.
Right.
This is a gateway for us to be able to help the over 150 black candidates that are on the ballot. Because let me tell you something. Collective PAC writes checks. And sometimes we are the only checks that candidates receive from a national organization to help their efforts on the ground. And so you're going to hear me say this once, you'll hear it one more time. We need you to support this work with your dollars and your time. And one way you can do that with your time is being prepared to phone bank, to text message bank, things that you can do from the comfort of your home. So Quinn's going to talk about Will with Black Men and the phenomenal organizing effort that they have been able to do over just the last few weeks.
Thank you. Good people, could y'all just do me a quick favor and please sit down or maybe go to the hallway to have conversations. I don't mind the networking, but trying to do something here. I do want to pause and recognize a few individuals in the room who, you know, we must recognize because of their leadership. First, Dr. Ben Chavis. Thank you for everything that you do with Black Leaders Association. We appreciate you. Brother Mark Thompson, thank you for everything you're doing on broadcast, fighting for us. We appreciate you. And obviously, Brother Roland Martin, thank you so much for everything you're doing, Roland, with the Black Star Network. I'm going to ask brothers Michael Blake and Khalil Thompson to join me on stage. Thank you. Yes, give it up for Michael Blake and Khalil Thompson. They're Roland. Yeah, they're Roland. Sorry, I'm bad. As Stephanie mentioned, about 3 weeks ago, over 55,000 black men came together for a historic moment. We came together to support Vice President Kamala Harris on a Zoom call. And the amazing thing about that call was, yes, it's the metrics, but many brothers for the first time really being in the space as brothers supporting a black woman politically. And so that was very special, something that we want to recognize and honor. But one thing that happened on that call is we raised money not only supporting Vice President Kamala Harris, but also to support organizations who are going to go out and do work and get out the vote targeting black men. We hear the narratives and the rumors about black men this and black men that. And what we know is there are organizations who are out there each and every day, including these brothers on the stage, who are talking to brothers, who are getting them registered, getting them engaged, and we know they're going to come out and vote in November. And so I want to give a few announcements of what we are doing and what we're going to continue to do over the next 78, 9 days, how many ever days it is. So right now we're contributing on behalf of Women with Black Men Collective PAC $425,000 to organizations who are going to go out and support black male organizing. And so those groups include the National Black Justice Coalition. Give it up for them, MJT. Black PAC. Real Men Vote, which is a product of the 100 Black Men of America. Black Voters Matter. The Black Male Voter Project. Black Men Bills. The D9 fraternities, all 5 of the black fraternities, and obviously the organizations represented here, Collective PAC, Women with Black Men, Kairos, and also the Black Star Network. And so this was our first event where we raised $1.5 million, and we're going to continue raising money. But we want to be, we want to let you all know that we are on the job. All right, brothers are here. We are not somewhere sitting around, not paying attention, not supporting our sister. Brothers are here. And so for all the brothers who are on that call, please stand. Most of y'all, we thank you all, we thank you all, we thank you all, we thank you all. We are out here doing this work. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, brothers. Thank you guys. Awesome. Tuesday. I also wanted to recognize, I don't know if they're both still here, if you are a black candidate on the ballot this November, could you please stand as well? Yes. Thank you all. Yes. And so, people in the room, we thank you all for coming to brunch, having a good time, drinking some cocktails. Please find a candidate and give them some money. I'm not joking. I'm being very serious. You got $25 because you bought 10 drinks last night, okay? You got $50, you got $100. That money makes a huge difference for a city council race, a school board race, a state house race. And so please connect with one of these black candidates. Black candidates, please stand again. Please stand again. For those of y'all who are about that life, all right? About that life, find one of these candidates and contribute to their campaign. Yes, exactly. And we got to support our sister Jasmine. Because one of the things that we know in politics is those who have a bigger pocketbook move up in leadership in this party, right? And so we want to make sure that we're supporting people like Jasmine who are moving up in leadership yeah, of course. And yes, we got elections in 2025, 2026 as well, so that's going to be important. I do want to recognize one of our former board members who has embarked upon a historic campaign. Please join me in welcoming, please stand, Brother Michael Tubbs, running for Lieutenant Governor of California. It's not this year, it's going to be next year, but we're excited for you, we're standing for you, standing with you. And you also got the 10-2 memo, so we appreciate you guys. Thank you. I don't see him in the room, but Brother Mondaire Jones was here as well. Is he still here, Mondaire? All right, Mondaire is running for Congress in New York, one of the frontline, red to blue districts. We're trying to flip, so that'll be really important. Yes, and this afternoon we are doing a fundraiser supporting our endorsed candidates, both Angela Alsobrooks and Lisa Blunt Rochester. We're trying to put 2 more black women in the U.S. Senate. So we will post that event on our handle for you all to join us this afternoon. Please come support these sisters. All right, the last thing I'm going to tell you is this. You all hear about the excitement, and that's great, but we got work to do. In the 10 closest presidential swing states, y'all know the states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada, Florida, Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, y'all know the states. In those 10 states, right now, there are 5.2 million unregistered black voters right now. In those same states, there are 3.2 million registered but non-voting black voters, folks who did not come out in 2020 or in 2022. So in those 10 states, which were decided by only 1.8 million votes, there are over 8.4 million black people who have the power to decide who wins this election. And it's not just about supporting Vice President Harris. It's also about supporting governors and lieutenant governors and mayors and prosecutors and county council people. And so this election is critical. We are going to be out here not only raising money for our candidates, but also to do black voter engagement work. And so we're going to need you all. It's not just to, again, give money, but to knock doors, to make phone calls, to get folks registered and informed, to show up at the ballot. We talk about policy all day and persuade people that's a part of the process, but we have to be the standard bearers for our democracy because it is under attack right now. And so we thank you all for coming. We thank you all for contributing. Again, please find a candidate and donate some money, but also let's have some fun. A reporter called us and said if 2008 was really about hope, 2024 is about joy. And so we're going to have some y'all for being here. Definitely coming.
So the Angela Alsobrooks, Lisa Blunt Rochester fundraiser is at 3 p.m. today. If you got an email about this, we will send out an email with the information for that, or you can see one of us or our team members. In addition, anybody work on the Obama campaign in either 8 or 12? Raise your hand if you did. All of us did because he won. But we are having a Black 44 celebration tonight, where we are inviting all of y'all to come out to Bureau Bar. You can watch the speech. We are gathering there to celebrate the Obamas, mainly Michelle, but also Barack speaking today. So please join us from 8 p.m. on. We'll be there. And then finally, it takes a whole team to put this together. So Thank you to our collective PAC team for everything that y'all do. We always say, if you told something to Quentin or you told something to Stephanie, best believe we didn't tell each other. And the team stands in the gap between us, so thank y'all so much for your work. We appreciate y'all so much for coming. Please fellowship, enjoy, the bar is open, and honey.
Yep, 5 more seconds. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Everytown, Movement Voter Project, Forward.us, PSEG. Yeah, a round of applause. 1,000 Women Strong, Leaders of Color, My Code, Charter Communications, National Black Empowerment Council, Act Blue, the Suda Law Firm, America Votes, Ike Smart City, New Blue, Jackmont Hospitality, Everton Blair, Jasmine Long, and Wellness & Co. Thank you all, thank you all, thank you all. DJ George, let's go!
We know some of y'all gotta go, but some of y'all need to stay. Dance floor goes, come on! We ask you to stand on the stage, stand on the chair. Stand with them. Put up the chair.
How you doing, man? What's up, bro? Princeton, I was on your show. I was on your show earlier this year. Yeah. You know Jennifer Farmer? Yeah. Yeah, she said she was reaching out to you. Yeah, she's trying, yeah. Trying to do some work around some black organizing and things. Yeah. I told her, she both let me know. Okay. All right.